Caillou, my imaginary friend. Caillou was playing with his friend George. Caillou really liked George. He was lots of fun and liked to do all the things Caillou liked to do. But no one else had ever seen George. George was special because he was imaginary and only Caillou knew him. "Hey George, let's race," Caillou said suddenly. Mummy and Grandma watched from the kitchen window. Caillou and George were having lots of fun. "Okay, let's race to the barrel. Ready, set, go!" Caillou shouted and ran across the yard. Caillou ran so fast he bumped into the barrel. I won, he cheered. Suddenly, there was a crash. Caillou looked around. The flower pot that was on top of the barrel had fallen to the ground. "Oops," said Caillou, looking down at the mess. Just then Rosie called to Caillou. It was lunchtime. Caillou was worried about what had just happened, but ran into the house for lunch anyway. Caillou forgot all about the broken flower pot. Mummy said George could join them for lunch. Caillou talked about how much fun he had playing with his friend. "George can run really fast, but I beat him in a race." "George sounds like fun, Caillou. Does he live nearby?" Grandma asked. I think he lives in our basement." "George is probably my best friend in the whole world," Caillou said excitedly. "Caillou, we've all finished eating and you haven't even touched your food," Mummy said. "Perhaps George could wait outside while you eat your lunch." "Okay, Mummy," Caillou answered. Caillou got up to move George's chair away from the table so his friend could get down. "Thank you, George. Caillou will be out soon," Mummy said to Caillou's imaginary friend. After lunch, Caillou was playing outside again. Daddy was outside too. He was standing by the barrel. "Caillou, would you please come over here for a minute?" Daddy asked. Caillou walked over to him. "Do you know anything about this?" Daddy asked, pointing to the broken flower pot on the ground. Caillou looked down and bit his lip. "George did it, Daddy," he said. "We were racing and he knocked it down." "Are you sure George did this? Did you have something to do with it too?" Daddy asked in a gentle but serious voice. Caillou nodded. "Yes, Daddy," he whispered. "Well, the next time you play with George, you should both be more careful," Daddy said. "We will, Daddy," Caillou replied. As Caillou held the dustpan, he said, "You know, Daddy, George is a bit clumsy sometimes." Daddy smiled at Caillou and said, "A bit like you and me sometimes, right?" Caillou nodded and smiled back. Caillou watches Rosie. Caillou and Rosie are playing with Rosie's new toy. They are having lots of fun, lots of noisy fun. Every time Rosie pushes a key, the toy makes an animal sound. Moo, quack, arf, meow. Mummy calls to them, "Children, you're making too much noise." Caillou and Rosie stop what they're doing. "Caillou, I need to lie down," says Mummy. "Can you be a good big brother and watch Rosie so she doesn't get into mischief?" "Yes, Mummy," Caillou replies. Mummy brings a couple of markers and 2 big pieces of paper. "You and Rosie can draw pictures of the animals instead of listening to the sounds they make," she tells Caillou. "I need you to play quietly so I can rest." "OK," says Caillou. Caillou wants to help Mummy. He wants to be a good big brother. Caillou hands Rosie a marker and says, "We're going to draw now." Caillou starts drawing a giraffe. He works so hard on his picture that he doesn't notice that Rosie is not drawing beside him. Caillou looks around to see where Rosie went. "Oh no! Rosie is drawing on the wall. Rosie, no!" shouts Caillou. Caillou grabs the marker away from Rosie. "No, no, mine!" cries Rosie and tries to get it back. Caillou holds onto the marker. Rosie starts to cry. "Be quiet," Caillou tells her. "Do you want Mummy to get mad?" Mummy hears all the noise. "Caillou," Mummy says, picking up Rosie, "I asked you to be a good big brother and watch Rosie, not fight with her. Rosie needs her nap. I'll be right back." Caillou is surprised. Why is Mummy angry with him? He did his best to be quiet and to keep Rosie from doing anything wrong. He doesn't want to be Rosie's big brother anymore. When Mummy comes back, Caillou is crying. Caillou and Mummy go to the kitchen and fill a bucket with soap and water. Mummy says, "It isn't easy being a big brother, is it?" Caillou shakes his head. "Can I help?" he asks. Mummy nods. "That would be great, Caillou." Caillou cleans the wall with a wet cloth. He rubs hard until all the marks are gone. "Good work, Caillou. Thank you," says Mummy. Rosie has finished her nap and she wants Caillou to play with her. Caillou smiles and says, "OK, Rosie." Mummy gives Caillou a hug. "Caillou, you are becoming such a big boy," she says, "and you are such a good big brother to Rosie." Hare and Tortoise, the favourite Aesop's fable, retold by Alison Murray. Here comes Hare. "Hello, Hare." "Hey, Hare. Hello. Could you stand still for a minute, please, Hare?" The Hare, Genius lepus swifticus. Ears, accustomed to the sound of animals cheering. Eyes, sharply focused on the finish line. Head, perhaps a little bit big. Nose, ready to sniff out another victory. Whiskers, extra twitchy. Paws, used to crossing finish line in first place. Hind legs, coiled like springs, ready to leap into action. Meet Hare. Hare can barely stay still for a minute, but he can run through the tickliest grass, rush around rivers and ponds, nip over misty meadows, and he has never been known to resist a carrot. "I'm the fastest on the farm. No one can beat me," says Hare. Today, Hare will be racing. Tortoise. Has anyone seen Tortoise? Tortoise, where are you? Ah, there she is. The Tortoise, Genius slow and steadicus. Tortoise. Rock. Meet Tortoise. Tortoise can stay still for a very long time. But she has never been known to run through the tickliest grass, rush around rivers and ponds, nip over misty meadows, but she will always do her best. I may be a bit slow, but I'll give it a go, smiles Tortoise. Let the race begin. Let's race to the gate, smiles Hare, with a twitch of his whiskers. First one there wins, so that will be me. We'll see, nods Tortoise. When the cock crows, the race is on. Ready, steady. Cock-a-doodle go! Hare races through the tickliest grass. I'm so fast I fly past, sings Hare. Tortoise trundles through the tickliest grass. I may be slow, but watch me go, hums Tortoise. Hare is out of the meadow and zipping past the duck pond. I'm so fast I fly past, sings Hare. Oh dear, Tortoise is not out of the meadow. I may be slow, but watch me go, hums Tortoise. Hare reaches the carrot field. Remember, Hare can never resist a carrot. I'm so fast. Huh? Carrots? Gasps Hare. Tortoise is miles behind, so I'll have time for a few nibbles. And a tiny nap under the shady tree. But where is Tortoise? Ah, at last she trundles out of the meadow. She tootles around the duck pond. She tiptoes through the carrot field. Just look at her go. And right past Hare, who sleeps on, dreaming of winning races and animals cheering. Hang on a minute, gasps Hare. Animals cheering? Hare hurries. Hare races. Hare chases. But Tortoise has won by a whisker. Hare, you may be fast, smiles Tortoise, but I walked straight past. Poor Hare. He's not used to losing. Never mind, Hare. You might just win next time, says Tortoise. Come on. Race you to the lettuce patch.